These badalas make it hurt.
What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Welcome once again to the one and the only. This is the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live everywhere as we speak. It's 3 o'clock. That means I'm supposed to be here. What is going on today? Listen, as you come in, I hope you guys would share as I am doing right now as we speak. Share to all cowboy groups that you know, or share it on your page if you would, and then of course share it to all haters, which there are many. Hope you guys would share that out now and let everybody know that we are on, and right now we are battling with a machine that we cannot defeat, and that is the Colorado Buffaloes are on TV, just started. So I know a lot of you guys have your TV on watching that as you are listening to me as well. I already know. I know you are. And so, you know, it is what it is. We'll see what's going on. I gotta admit to y'all, you know, ain't no sense me lying about it. Every time I come on here, there's always other layers to this thing. And I have the same issues, I have the same complaints, I have the same problems. And that is that I can't get excited because the team is not excited. I can't get excited about the games. I'll get into that in just a second. I just can't. I got hit with another announcement just before I came on, maybe about 20 minutes ago. If you follow, I sent it to my personal group in Messenger, the Big Time Show Patreon. They got it, so they already know what I'm getting ready to say momentarily. It's just that, you know, when you actively see something, look, if it's a Mercedes Benz, don't come by and tell me it's if it's a Honda Accord, don't come and tell me it's a Mercedes Benz. You understand what I'm saying? Call it. I'm not a fool. You can't tell me that you're trying to win when you're making moves that you're trying to lose. I mean, I mean, don't insult my intelligence like that. You might get away with this some of these other Cowboy fans, but not me. I'm not going. And I know there are things that they cannot say. You know what I'm saying? Because everything they say is national news. I'm talking particularly Jerry and Steven, particularly. They can't just come out and say, "Yeah, hey, we're trying to lose." They can't say that, but their actions show a whole lot differently. And it's to the point now, ladies and gentlemen. The real truth of the matter is that the Cowboys are waiting for folks to get hurt because they're going to extend these injuries out as long as possible. That's what I'm seeing. As we get ready, hey, I appreciate everybody coming in. Share as you come in. Everybody hit those like buttons for me if you can. Those like buttons if you can. Help your boy out here. I'm having a hard time really getting excited about this. Let me speak to everybody. Hey, Terry, I see you. Who else is in here who at least said something? Joe, what's going on? What's up, Cool? I see you. Jeffrey. Yeah. You know what, Jeffrey? I agree with your comment 100%. I'm not saying I'm saying even if you try to win, you ain't gonna win anyway because the talent level is not there. But don't be flogging. That's all I'm saying. I don't have a problem with them losing. What's up, James? What's up, James? Well, I mean, it ain't nothing to get excited about. This really ain't. We already know we in trouble. I don't have a problem with us. Just stop selling me that you're trying to win. Let me get to my point, just in case, because some of you haven't heard. But if you're, I know you guys are just about as knowledgeable about our team as I am, and some of you, have the same notifications that I get on my phone and all that type of stuff, just depending on who you like and who you don't like. But just in case you haven't heard, hey, Con, man, I see you, brother. Thank you for popping in on. Just in case you haven't heard, Diggs is not playing tomorrow. That he didn't even make the flight. He didn't even make the flight to Washington. Diggs. Bland supposedly is playing tomorrow, but Diggs is the one that I'm like, when did he get hurt? I mean, I'm just saying, y'all. When did he get hurt? Did he get hurt in the club with CeeDee Lamb the other day? He didn't get hurt on the field. He didn't get hurt on the field, y'all. Did he get hurt in practice and nobody said nothing about it? I mean, he didn't get hurt. He played the whole game against Houston. He didn't get hurt. When did he get hurt? I already know he has the magical ACL, coming back from the ACL, and I knew I said it, about 3-4 weeks ago, y'all, that some of these past injuries all of a sudden is gonna start showing up. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you haven't heard, and as we kind of figured that Zach Martin did not make the plane flight either. He did not make it as well. So Zach Martin and Trayvon Diggs will not be playing. Michael Parsons will be playing, but Trayvon will not be there tomorrow. So, that's why I'm saying if it's a Honda Accord, don't tell me it's a Mercedes-Benz. If you listen to Jerry and Steven this week, you'll hear all the the positiveness and all the positivity and all of the, the rah-rah stuff. And hey, got a lot of play for and dig yourself out the hole, all that type of stuff. Things that, I guess you're supposed to say. You don't never want to send a message to your team that they're quitting. So you'd be stupid. You think the headlines are there now. If Jerry and Steven said, hey, we're not draft you. We're going for a top 5 pick. Can you imagine what kind of press coverage they're getting now? So they won't say it, but their actions show. Obviously, they're not, because when I saw Diggs, and this just happened about 30 minutes ago. When I saw Diggs not playing, I said, and then it said that he didn't even make the plane trip. And I was saying to myself, well, I thought kind of what, I ain't gonna say I thought it that way. You can't say it's punishment, because if it was punishment, Parsons wouldn't be playing. So that ain't it. That's not it. So I don't think that's it. I would just like to know when all this happened to Diggs. When did this happen? And maybe it could be just as well. Maybe it could be, y'all, that it's really not an injury. Whereas, they're gonna put it down as an injury. But you gotta keep in mind, tomorrow, and then you gotta come and play on Thursday. So that means we've played 3 games and 12 games on guys that are hurting. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Cowboys are playing the Giant game. That includes Zach Martin. I don't know what's wrong with Diggs, so I would assume they're just giving him, a time off, and I believe Diggs will be playing Thursday, because unless he got hurt in practice or he got hurt in the club, you know what I'm saying? Unless he got hurt in the club, and walking in the dark somewhere, somebody need him. I don't. Yeah. Hey, James, you say you've been Redskins the Commanders for nearly 50 years. Okay, yeah. And no speeches on Jared this season. We're not. We're not speechless on Jared. It's easy to see what's going on. And to be honest with y'all, everybody wanted to know if Bland, big folks been calling for Bland all this year. Man, look, I wouldn't be surprised if this may be the only game Bland played this year. I'm serious, y'all. And it's not because they're trying to tank him. I'm just trying to say, man, look, the history shows, and this also is in any sport, that when your feet get worked on as far as surgery goes, and whatever projection they have about coming back and he'll be ready in 9 weeks and all that, you might as well just throw that in the garbage can, because nobody can predict the feet. And the position that Bland plays, all the stopping, all the cutting, all of the hard running, all of the letting yourself go in that position, there's gonna be some swelling. I mean, you just had surgery, it ain't been a whole year. And usually people that have issues with their feet and have surgery, it takes a while to get back to where where you can play totally free without no pain, no inflammation and all that type of stuff. I know these guys have top-notch recovery stuff and top-notch trainers 24/7, and football is their job and they work on it. You know what I'm saying? That's their job, so that's what they do. But man, that's I just gonna see. I wouldn't be surprised if you get out there and don't even make the whole game. If he feel any twinge in his foot, he should be out of there. I mean, they'll say he tried and all that type of stuff, but I just can't see Bland. I'm serious. I mean, really, to be honest with you, it's not too early, but it's early. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. I mean, then where we are in the standings, I don't know why you would put them out there anyway. I mean, I get it if I'll be questioning it slightly if our record was reversed. If we were 7-3 and you talking about Bland's coming back this week, I still would question, because I don't know too many guys that come back from foot injuries, not sprains, but actual surgery, and come back. This is kind of early. I mean, it really is. I would be questioning it then because you don't want to risk re-injuring this thing and have you have a even worse setback. I would be questioning if we was in playoff contention, but especially now since we're not. At least, I mean, we ain't mathematically gone, but we all know that we're not gonna make no playoffs this year. So I don't know why we. I just don't understand. I don't. You ain't got to evaluate Bland. You already know what he is. So I mean, what we trying to do here? I don't understand. So I can guarantee you that if he feel any type of anything, he going to the sideline, and he should, and he should. You know, I don't get it. It'd be a shame if something happened to this guy. Well, his foot is surgically repaired, so it's repaired. It's just still in the baby stages of total healing. It will get, and they say he practiced, but I mean, I wasn't at the practice, but I don't think he went all the way full out. I'm just saying. So I don't think they really know. He jogged and he probably lied and said, I don't feel no pain or nothing like that. Now, he probably still went through the treatment. I know he did. Now, that part, I don't have to be there. I know he did, but I just don't get it. I'm happy to see him. You know what I'm saying? Players want to play. I get it. Players want to play. So I'm not going to knock it. It's just, I don't, me personally. Now, you guys may get it. Me personally, I don't understand it. I don't. But supposedly he's supposed to be out there tomorrow, and right to form. Soon as one come back, two go out. So, and for those that are just coming in, I think everybody had a feeling that Zach Martin would not play. But Diggs supposedly did not fly to Washington. Personally, I believe they're saving these guys for Thanksgiving. I think they just, it's 3 games, in 12 days, counting last week. Houston game. Now you got Washington, and then Thursday you got the Giants. And for guys who are coming off major injuries or who are pretty nicked up like Zach Martin is, both ankles are in trouble and his shoulders in trouble. I just don't think they're going to, rush them guys out. I wouldn't be surprised at all if everybody's playing on Thursday. National TV game, Salvation Army gonna be there, the big old Keller gonna be there, Cowboys gonna want to put their best foot forward as possible. Whoever they were playing. So I wouldn't be surprised if all of the, everybody's playing on Thursday for Thanksgiving, but they just giving up. I just don't know how Diggs, got to this point at all, because as we said, he played Houston whole game. And, unless he got hurt in practice, nobody said nothing about it, but I know he went to the club. Did he get here? Did he trip over somebody in the club? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Diggs. So when I see that, the tanking theory comes into play. I'm just saying. What happened? So even though Bland is playing, let's be fair to Bland, because see, some of y'all, when they complete a pass against them or 2 passes, some of y'all gonna say Bland is trash. The man ain't played all year now. Got to get his rhythm back. This is an all-pro cornerback now. Let's be fair. You got to get your rhythm. You got to get get back in the groove. And he hadn't done anything other than practice. So, and I don't know to what extent his practices were like. I don't know. I don't know if he went one-on-one with receivers and actually, got a little physical. I don't know. So tomorrow very well may be his first real real getting into it. And then, is he gonna start tomorrow? I'm quite sure he gonna play, but he ain't gonna just come in and play out. I'm quite sure he's gonna be on some type of pitch count. He got to be. He has to be. I'm talking about Bland now. He has to be on some type of a pitch count. Has to be. So when you say that, then tomorrow, this is why I'm not excited about tomorrow. I mean, who gonna play corner? I mean, Carson is not good. Izzy played, he's better than Carson. But I'm saying, just look at your secondary tomorrow. Diggs is not there. Bland is back, but to what extent? I mean, is he on a pitch count? I mean, what? So that means Izzy might be your other corner. I'm trying to. I'm just giving y'all the truth. I mean, like, I can't get excited about tomorrow. I can't. I that's what I'm saying. I can't get excited. I'm sorry. If y'all looking for some positive feedback about the game, I'm sorry. I gotta be honest. I can't get excited. Mike McCarthy getting up here every week talking about we got to run the ball. We have to establish the running game and all that. Well, how about you just call some plays, running plays, and that's how you do it. But I got Cooper Rush throwing the ball 59 times like he Brett Favre or somebody. I mean, you said you had to run, you want to run it, but every time I look at the TV, you in shotgun. I mean, I didn't know that Cooper Rush was Brett Favre. I didn't know that. But you swearing up and down you want to run it. How about in a one-score game, how about you try to run it? There's nowhere in the world in a one-score game at halftime that Cooper Rush is supposed to have 28 pass attempts in the first half. In a one-score game. But you want to run it, and my running back ain't got but 8-9 carries? What? Huh? But you want to get up on the microphone every week and get up here and talk about we need to run the ball. You the offensive coordinator. When you gonna call the running play? It's up to you. I mean, somebody help me. So if you're gonna let Cooper Rush throw the ball 59 times, I mean, we're gonna get destroyed tomorrow because Dan Bland. I mean, Quinn finna just annihilate this offensive line. So y'all talk about Dan Quinn all you want. We all know he's a defensive coordinator now. It ain't no question about that. He's a difference-making defensive coordinator. And even though he per se is not the defensive coordinator, we all know this is his defense. He gonna come at the Cowboys tomorrow. And he's supposed to. So, I'm not excited. I'm not excited about tomorrow. Y'all forgive me for my lack of enthusiasm, but it is what it is. If we're tanking and we tanking, guess what? Then I understand what you're doing. Don't get up here talking on 105.3 The Fan, talking all that good talk and all that selling ice to people in hell. I don't want to hear all that. That don't work for me. It might work for other folks. And the sad part about it is for us purists of the Dallas Cowboys, and I guess of the Washington Commanders. Good Lord, this is Dallas against Washington. This is rivalry. This is hard, true NFC East. Buckle up your chin strap, hit somebody type of game. It ain't that this year. Cowboy fans should be watching other games tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? It's not. It just don't make no sense. I'm serious. You don't feel the energy. And I know y'all notice it by me, but I'm saying y'all don't feel it either. We don't feel the energy right now. I'm gonna watch it because I'm a Cowboy fan, but I already know what's getting ready to happen. My only question is this. See, a lot of y'all watch Thursday night Pittsburgh Steelers against Cleveland Browns. And Cleveland's record is worse than ours. But did y'all notice the energy level that they had? Cleveland. Do you see how they played hard? You see, they didn't even look like a 2-8 football team. They didn't. The energy. The Cowboys struggled just with holding the team, holding the scoreboard to a 15-point lead. I mean, when we lose this year, it's about 25 points plus. No competitiveness. The game ain't even competitive. We out here looking like the bad news Bears. I mean, you can lose, but god dang, compete. It ain't even no. We out here looking bad. People wide open. It ain't number one man in the TV screen. You don't see no more Cowboys nowhere. Folk wide open. We getting ran on. Folk dancing on us for teams out here trying plays, throwing at the linemen, throwing it to the cheerleader throw it back to the quarterback, and then the quarterback throw it downfield. I mean, they're doing side flea flickers. You know what I'm saying? I saw God. I don't know if y'all saw it. Now, I saw it. I looked at the film. Man, C.J. Stroud stood back in the pocket and waved at somebody. Play was live. C.J. Stroud waved at somebody, blew a kiss to whoever it was who he was blowing it to. Then he threw the ball. I don't know if y'all saw it. I saw it. Some of y'all saying, what game was you watching? I saw it. And just trust me on it. I saw it. C.J. Stroud got the ball. Somebody ran on the field. Now, y'all don't know if y'all caught that play. Somebody ran on the field and he signed the autograph while the play was going on. Signed the autograph, little kid ran off the field, then CJ threw the ball. This all happened. I saw it. Did y'all see that? Because there wasn't no pressure nowhere. And my brother, Michael Parsons, his big mouth, he out there playing, man signing autographs, then throw the ball. Did y'all see that? I saw it. I don't know what game y'all watching. I had it on my TV. So we're gonna make Mr. Daniels tomorrow look like he the second coming of Warren Moon tomorrow. And he's had a great year anyway. I don't think it's without a doubt. Zach, I saw it. I saw it. Now, if you didn't see it, you need to check your TV. I'm serious, y'all. We're gonna make Jaden Daniels look like Warren Moon tomorrow. I don't have no confidence. I do have confidence in DeMar and Olshon because he the only one out there looking like he really doing something. I'm talking about playing with reckless abandon. Reckless abandon. That's what he knows. I will admit Parsons does bring a little more pressure to the team. You obviously can see that, his natural quickness and all that is gonna do that. But if you listen to him talk, you think he Bruce Smith, Reggie White, Lawrence Taylor combined into one, and then you look at the stat sheet. It is what it is. So tomorrow, I will say this: if you want to look for the X and O, because I usually do X and O's, but I'm not doing it because the Cowboys ain't serious about offense. They ain't serious about defense. But you can tell that by Diggs not playing tomorrow. You can tell that by Cooper Rush throwing the ball 59 times and all that type of stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'll tell you how, because I done looked at it. I know where we can attack them, and that is, as strange as this may sound, the way that you attack the Washington Commanders tomorrow is through the air. Crazy as that may sound. They're not good in their secondary. They're not. You're not really going to be able to really run the ball too well on them. They're pretty stout running. But the way that you can get them is through passing, and one of the reasons why is because they blitz so much, as you would probably guess, since it's a Dan Quinn team. They blitz so much that it usually leaves guys one-on-one. So it's easy to see where you can attack them. And knowing McCarthy, even though he's swaying up and down, he want to run the ball, you know what's going to happen tomorrow. He is going to throw the ball tomorrow, just as he did every other game. He's going to do that, and we'll see if we can get them like Turpin did last week on, quick play, and you run it to the house. There will be opportunities tomorrow for Rush to get one-on-one coverage. So that's the issue. So if you want a game plan X's and O's, that's it. You really can. You can pass on Washington. You can. You can. You really can. And I'm quite sure we'll be in shotgun all day tomorrow too. It's gonna happen. I expect it. So there's your X's and O's for the day. Let me go to, I really didn't hit on it, but I haven't really said anything. Well, I did in my post, but I really ain't went in detail. I saw somebody ask, two things. I saw somebody ask here in the chat, why don't we sign Daniel Jones? I got a better question. Why is it that every time a free agent comes out, folks automatically want to throw in Dallas may be interested or not like that? And our fan base usually says the same thing. Why don't we get Daniel Jones? Why do we need Daniel Jones? The plan is not for everybody for the Cowboys to get better. They ain't trying to get better, y'all. They trying to get worse. Truth be told, Daniel Jones coming in here right now, he's better than every quarterback we got right now. That's on the team. He's better than Greer. He's better than Lance. And he's better than Cooper Rush. Why in the world would Dallas sign Daniel Jones? For what? We're not trying to get better. And Daniel Jones ain't nothing really to talk about, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to figure out why some Cowboys say, we need to get Daniel Jones. Why? Cowboys are really not trying to win games. At this point, you want to lose. So you can get the highest pick possible. I believe right now, the Cowboys are, if the season ended now, I think we are the 9th pick in the draft, if I'm not mistaken. 9th. So as of right now, we already have a top 10 pick. It changes. It's gonna change with every loss. We just getting there. And here's the real truth, y'all. It's crazy. This ain't crazy sounding. Shoot, you don't want the Cowboys to win Thursday on Thanksgiving. How about that one? You don't even want the Cowboys to win Thanksgiving, even though it's the Giants. Which now that I say that, let me go back to the top. I'm not sure if these guys gonna play Thursday. Now that I see. Now that I'm thinking about it, the Cowboys don't want to beat the Giants Thursday. You trying to get inside. You trying to stay above the Giants. The true scenario, let me fast forward for y'all. Just imagine this. Just imagine this, y'all. Let's go on switch. Let's just go and switch to the draft real quick. Let me give you a scenario before I go back to what I was saying. You want to stay ahead of the Giants for whatever pick that it might be. Let's just say, for instance, the Cowboys and the Giants are in the top 3. You want the Cowboys to either be, ahead of the Giants. If the Giants got the 3rd pick, you want the Cowboys to be number 2 or number 1. Why is that? because the Giants, obviously, since they released Daniel Jones, are going to be looking for a quarterback in the first round of the draft. Y'all know that, right? Well, then if the Cowboys are there and they even faking like they want to draft a certain quarterback, namely Shedeur Sanders, well, don't you think the Giants are going to get desperate and want to try to move ahead of the Cowboys? Can you imagine what the Cowboys, how they would literally fleece them out of everything just to move ahead of them? That's why you want to stay ahead. You don't want the Cowboys to be behind the Giants, because they just draft ahead. You want to take some stuff from the Giants. If they want to move ahead of the Cowboys in the draft, I'm just giving you a scenario. You want that. You don't want to beat them. You don't want to beat them. You don't want to be tied. You don't want them to sweep the Giants and you, instead of you having only 3 wins, you got 4 wins as the Cowboys. The Giants got 3. You don't want the Giants you want them to stay behind. So yeah, a lot of people ain't gonna, y'all talking about we want a top 3 pick. We don't want to beat the Giants. I'm fast forwarding to Thursday already. You don't want that. Cause see, the Cowboys, they so in love with Dak that they may not be in the market, y'all, for another quarterback. They'll be in the market for something else. And these teams that want to move into the top 5 to make sure they can get their hands on Shedeur and possibly Ward from Miami or whoever they think is the guy, then they're going to be mighty desperate. They're going to be mighty desperate. And everybody's saying the Cowboys won't, gonna get, that's the media talking. Because they always want to tie in Deion. The Cowboys ain't trying to get another quarterback, y'all. They're going to get another quarterback that's not, they ain't going to get no quarterback in no first or second or third round. No, that's not going to happen. They would deal in free agency before they deal with that. They know what drafting a quarterback in the first round, they know what that would mean. And you just signed Dak to a 4-year deal? So you going to draft Shedeur Sanders in the first round and let him sit? Because, you got to pay Dak. That, you ain't getting rid of Dak. That's not going to happen. So you going to sit Shedeur down, I guess, unless you thinking Dak going to get hurt again. You're not drafting the quarterback. See, that's the media talking. Because they trying to package Deion with the deal. Cowboys ain't going to eat. I can tell you that now. Cowboys going to be looking for another guard. They're going to be looking for some edge rushers or something to bolster up the defense. They might be in the business for another receiver. They ain't looking for no quarterback. No. They're not looking for a quarterback. They ain't drafting. Do you know what that means? I mean, how you going to evaluate Shedeur when you going to play Dak for 3-4 years straight? And then all you hoping for is that he get hurt, and that's really going to be the only way you evaluate him, he should sit. Shedeur Sanders is not a sit down type of player. He's not. Shedeur Sanders is a guy that's going to walk right in the door, and he's going to be your number 1 quarterback. I've been saying that Shedeur is going to the Giants or the Carolina Panthers. That's what I've been saying the whole time. And I would even throw in the package if Deion was the lead. I mean, can you imagine Deion in New York City? Come on now. Deion is electrifying if you put him in Boulder, Colorado. The city's on fire now because of him. You can put Deion anywhere, and he's going to electrify a city. Can you imagine New York City with Deion Sanders as the head coach? Can you imagine what that place going to be like? And then have his son there. I even say this. Can you imagine the energy that Deion Sanders, if he was going to go there, if he went to Carolina? You wouldn't look at Carolina the same. And if Shador is there, Shador would automatically start day one. I mean, I'm just telling you. Great city, Charlotte, North Carolina. Come on now. Great city, man. The Cowboys ain't trying to get no Shador Sanders. They need impact now. They don't need a first round pick that's drafted in the top 5 to automatically be on the bench because you got to pay your 60. You got to play your $60 million quarterback. You ain't, I mean, come on now. Oh my God, Joe. You just, I mean, look, I forgot about the Raiders. Good God. Deion Sanders. Let's throw this in. Let's not forget that Tom Brady is now a minority owner for the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's not forget that Shador Sanders is on Tom Brady's label. Let's not forget that Shador Sanders and Tom Brady work out together. Y'all remember that? And then let's not forget, it's Las Vegas, Nevada. Can you imagine Deion Sanders and Shador Sanders in the city of Las Vegas? Are you kidding me? See, Dallas ain't the only place where this thing can get popping real quick, y'all. Dallas made their commitment at the altar to Dak Prescott when they signed their contract. I don't know why everybody's trying to act like, oh, we're going to get you. Oh, no, we ain't getting no Shador. And then let's not forget, Deion Sanders may just don't want to deal with the Jerry Jones circle. He love him, but who wanna do this when he can go to Las Vegas? Tom Brady, Deion Sanders, Shador Sanders, all under the Raiders label. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? Which one you gonna take? See, the Dallas Cowboy job ain't as sexy as everybody trying to make it out to be, and this ain't the old days, y'all. It's some guy that literally don't want to come to Dallas. Free agents don't want to come to Dallas. Y'all better understand where we at. Joe, I don't know about that. It's New Orleans. Let's look now. It's New Orleans. That place already on fire. You mix in a Deion and a Shador Sanders there? I mean that Cowboys. I'm thinking like the Cowboys. Would I like Shador? And then let's go to the Cowboys, since y'all want to go this route, since my mind came in there. The Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen, never get a backup quarterback that will challenge the starting quarterback. It never has happened. As bad as a lot of people saying Romo is a gunslinger. Romo throws a lot of interceptions. Romo does this and that. They never brought nobody in to challenge him. They never brought nobody in to challenge Dak. If you want to count Andy Dalton maybe as the backup, and you say because they paid him so much money, you want to go that route, then I get it. But Dalton was never challenged to Dak. Dak has never felt the heat of a backup quarterback. Never. The only little heat that he felt was when he got hurt a couple years ago and Russ went, 4-1? And the folks out here saying that Russ was better than Dak and all that type of stuff. That's the only heat that he had. That's it. Cowboys never put pressure on their starting quarterback. Romo was doing all the kind of turnovers. Never had it. And if you're going to say Dak was the backup, well, Dak really wasn't the backup. Kellen Moore was his backup. It just so happened that Romo messed up his back again, and then Kellen Moore broke his leg, and Dak Prescott in his rookie year got thrown into the fire very early, and he did well. And you couldn't take Dak out at that time because the Cowboys, they won, about 12 games in a row? That's when Romo made his speech and can't mess up the chemistry, and Jason Garrett said, we can't take him out. No way. He's winning. Can't take him out. Can't mess this up. And that is the history. Dak Prescott is he's never going to get a Shador Sanders type pressure. No, they'll wait until they might draft a rookie quarterback in the 6th or 7th round, and then they'll go sign a veteran out of the free agency pool, and there you go. That's what they're gonna do with that. Dak Prescott is never gonna do it. So I don't know why everybody thinking him. Williams says is Travis Hunter going to draft his wide receiver cornerback. Well, I mean, he can do both. There ain't no question about that. He can play both. So the question is, I doubt he plays like he do at Colorado, but I bet he, depending on the organization, he'll get plays there. I believe he's gonna be the starting cornerback, and he'll get some spotted plays on offense every now and then. He's not gonna play the amount of snaps that he does in college. No way. They'll shut that down. But let me say this. Jacksonville. If Jacksonville see, it's some teams that are gonna be in the top 5 that you automatically know they're not drafting the quarterback. Jacksonville is not drafting the quarterback. They got Trevor Lawrence. They just paid him. They just paid Trevor Lawrence, so you already know they ain't drafting. So Travis Hunter, if Travis Hunter, if Jacksonville has the number 1 pick, I have no doubt in my mind that Travis Hunter will be the number 1 pick in the draft. If Jacksonville is the top pick, because they don't need a quarterback. So that ought to answer your question. It just depends on what Jacksonville ends up in the draft. The Giants are gonna be in the look, especially since they let Daniel Jones go, released him. They'll be looking for a quarterback. The Cowboys are not looking for a quarterback, y'all. I mean, I know y'all want them, but the Cowboys ain't looking for no quarterback. The Raiders are looking for a quarterback. New England is not looking for a quarterback, and they got one of the worst records in the league. So there you go. Jacksonville and New England, wherever they are, Travis Hunter is on their radar. Just think about it. When you look at the worst records in the league, and you know that some of them are going to stay right there, the Panthers are looking for a quarterback. I mean, they gave up on Bryce Young, and the only reason why Bryce is playing now is because of injury. They have no choice but to play him, but they're looking for a quarterback. I'm not so sure, Craig, if the Titans are really looking for a quarterback. I'm not sure about that. I think they like Levis, but I mean, if I'm Tennessee and I got Shador there or possibly Cam Ward there, then I'm telling Will Levis you're gonna let him go after his rookie year contract, so we ain't got to pay him, and just gonna start over again. Now I agree with you, so I think the Titans may be looking like that, but I'm not a Titan fan, so I'm not sure how they feel about Levis there. If I were betting money, I would say that they probably are, if they got an opportunity, they would take Shador or Cam or whoever. So I agree with you on that. But there's some teams that's going to be in the top 5 that are not looking for a quarterback, which is going to make it even more attractive, and teams are going to get so desperate. And the Cowboys will be sitting like that because, they love to draft. They have such a backwards approach. They'll be sitting there because they know they're going to want to trade back, which may be the right thing to do, depending on who they trade with to stay in the first round. See what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't, they if the Cowboys are in the top 5 position, then for somebody to move up, the Cowboys would be in a power position, and they will actually get to just destroy the future of some team franchise, because you're going to have to give up something to move up. Same thing, like I was talking about the Giants. That's why I was talking about the Thursday game, the Thanksgiving game against the Giants. We don't really want to win that game, y'all. We don't want to win that game. We don't want to win the game. We don't want to win because we want to stay ahead of the Giants. Like I said before, if the Cowboys some kind of way is in the top 3, let's just say they number 2 and the Giants are number 3. The Giants are that threat will be there that the Cowboys might pick Shedeur Sanders, and they know it, and they will give up a whole lot just to move up one spot. The Cowboys would do it. I would do it because I know I really have no plans on drafting Shedeur Sanders in the first place. So I'm gonna take everything. I'm taking this year. We're gonna swap out. We're gonna swap from 2 to 3, and then you're gonna give me. You already gave me this year's pick. You're gonna give me another pick out of this year's draft. I'm definitely gonna get your first round pick next year. Might be 2. I'm gonna make you pay tremendously, so you can go get your guy Shedeur Sanders, and you won't have nothing, at least in the first couple rounds, to make it happen for him by giving him a whole lot of talent. That's what the Cowboys gonna do if it come down to that. I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. Cowboys probably won't even pick. A lot of y'all gonna be mad because they'll be there just so they can bogart the place and move down and acquire a whole lot of picks. And that actually may not be a bad strategy, because here's the thing that you guys don't want to admit. Let's just say, for instance, now we're gonna have some free agents next year. Guys are on this team, some of them won't be back. But for the guys that are coming back, this team ain't gonna be no 4-18 next year. I mean, they're not. They're gonna be too good. Now, I don't think DeMarcus Lawrence is gonna sign. I don't think we bring him back. I think Zach Martin is gonna retire. Those are holes that had to be filled. It's a lot of other people that probably won't be back, but a lot of the core guys will be here. And you just figure there ain't gonna be no 3-18 if guys are healthy next year. Come on, y'all. Sam Williams will be back next year. I think Nealon, for those that don't know, I think Marshawn Nealon is playing tomorrow too. Just want to throw that in. But I'm saying he'll be back next year. More improved DeMar and Overshown will be back. Parsons will be Parsons. This team won't be no 3-8. So, as bad as it is this year, we got to keep in mind a lot of the reason why we like this is because we ain't got no depth. Guys are hurt. Talent level is sorry. No, sir, Craig. It's not even a thought. Would I consider trading Parsons for picks? Yeah, I mean, if you stocking picks, but Parsons is a different dude. Sometimes it takes years to get a guy like Parsons. You don't find that in the draft. See, even with the draft picks, y'all, the unknown. I need some type of stability. The plan is already there for the Cowboys. They paid CD, they paid Dak, so they're gonna pay Parsons. Me personally, I believe that's the way it should be, and you'll be all right. Now you got 10 picks in the draft next year, and I'm going to guarantee you, before it's all said and done, they're gonna have a whole lot more just in this year's draft, because there's gonna be something that's gonna go down. And then you got next year. So, in next year's draft. And let's not forget, we got free agency, but we all know the Cowboys don't do that. But don't say never, because they're going to have plenty of money. They may finally change their approach. I doubt it. I'm not putting any hope in that, but you just never know. They might buy just one good free agent and then change it. I hope by now, me personally, I hope by now that they done figured out that you're not going to get the answers at defensive tackle, at least, from the draft. How many years do we have to keep doing this before you finally stop knocking on wood and get with the program and go buy a guy? After this year here, you shouldn't be really not. Your plan. You could draft a defensive tackle, so be it, but that ain't the answer. Some things you just gotta buy. Defensive tackle for us, you have to make that type of. You got to go buy one. See right there, see JD right there. JD talking about he hearing it's a deep defensive tackle class. And we need to double dip this year and fix that interior line. Well, I mean, who knows if they really NFL players? We thought we had that with Ridgeway and the guy from Memphis, my hometown, that we let go. See, that's the unknown. No. You want to fix it? You go get a guy. You go buy a guy. You we done tried that method. You know, JD, we done tried that method. Draft a guy. No, tired of that. You could draft and develop somewhere else. Defensive tackle, we done tried that. Defensive tackle, you need to get a guy that is proven that can hold up 2 blocks and stand his ground and not get rolled over and ran over. You ain't gotta. Yeah, exactly, Wig. You know, I'm saying right here. That's the draft. See that? Look at Wig. Let me put that up there. See, we done tried what you talking about, JD. No, I don't want that one. These are the guys. Look at that. Look at the trial. Golston was a defensive end, really, Wig. He could play inside. I mean, look at all this. Osi is a free agent. I mean, I ain't mad if he leave at all because I didn't seen enough. I know he's a playmaking defensive tackle, but those plays are maybe once in a game. He's been a part of the problem, getting ran over, all that type of stuff. No. Go buy a guy. I ain't talking about a name that an old guy that's got a name, but he, you know, his best days behind him. I ain't talking about that. You got to go buy a guy for defensive tackle. Yeah, okay, exactly. See, look at this. You see the thing. Look at all them names, JD. These are the guys that we got. I mean, we ain't got time to experiment. We ain't got time to get ran over every year. And they last in the league and rushing and all that. A lot of it is because we ain't got nobody inside. I mean, we've been complaining about this for the last 10 years at least. Enough is enough. They tried the draft and development for defensive tackles for almost at least 8 years. Okay, knocking on wood. Stop it. Go buy a guy. Go buy it. You could draft one. Try to develop them. You could do that, but that's not the answer. They think the answer is in the draft. No. Not a defensive tackle. But JD, I see what you're saying. Once again, the right players for the right scheme. Well, they never give us the right players for the scheme for somebody like Zimmer. You going to get all these undersized defensive tackles that get pushed around. I mean, Zimmer told them what they needed. Unfortunately, the guys that he needed were old. You know, they got bodies on them, but they older. They not what they once were. Then Dale Joseph, for instance, you know, he's not what he once was. Big body, he'll make a flash play every now and then. You know, I mean, I'm past that. Now, if y'all like the draft and development, I ain't gonna say nothing because, hey, when you look at what the Cowboys do, they don't spend money. So what I'm talking about ain't, you know, I sound like the minority anyway. I just can't see it. At some point, somebody got to look in the mirror and say, okay, we got to change our mindset. See, if we don't change our mindset and the way we do things, we're going to have these same conversations about this time next year. Still with the same problem. We can't stop the run. We still need something inside. We've been saying this for the last, God, how many years? How many years we've been saying the same thing? We need defensive tackles. We need somebody in the middle. We can't stop the run. How many years before we figure out we need to change the philosophy? Forget the coaches. We had the coaches. It's still the same problem though. We had different coaches. We got the same problem. Can't stop the run. Can't got nothing. Don't have nothing on the inside. Our inside guys get ran over because they too small. Because no matter the coach, we've always kept undersized defensive tackles. I mean, we done had defensive coordinators. I don't get it. I don't get it. Greg said Williams said I would trade Diggs for Chris Jones. Man, Kansas City's not giving up Chris Jones. There ain't nothing to talk about that. You don't trade dominant players for the unknown. The Kansas City Chiefs, William already got McDuffie made the Pro Bowl last year. I think McDuffie was an all-pro. They already got that. Plus, even without number one cornerbacks and number one, all-pro cornerbacks and Pro Bowl this and Pro Bowl that, they got number 15 on the other side of the field, and he makes up for mistakes. That's why they back-to-back world champions. They back-to-back world champions. They what other teams need, they got the ultimate eraser in number 15 and number 87, Mr. Kelsey. They put enough points on the board that and then they got a great coach as a defensive coordinator. They got a great defense, period. That's what they have. But they got number 15 on the other side that makes up for a lot of mistakes. And he gonna put points on the board too. They ain't have a receiver last year. Come on now. Mahomes won with a tight end last year. That's how great he is. They ain't had no wide receiver last year. They didn't. They had Pacheco running the ball quite well, and they had Kelsey, and then they had a great defense. They won the Super Bowl. So what the other teams say, we got to have this, we got to have that. When you got an ultimate eraser on the offensive side of the ball, you can get away with some stuff. That's what Mahomes is, the ultimate eraser. He'll hide your problem because he's going to put up 35. See what I'm saying? So, no, we ain't trading no Chris Jones. That'll never happen. Kansas City ain't stupid. They would never get rid of Chris Jones. Well, William, here's the part that you messing up on. It ain't going to be Diggs they give up on. It's going to be Bland they going to give up on. Bland is coming up for his contract. And like I said in the previous show or either the show before that, you're not going to pay two cornerbacks over $20 million a piece. Jared's not going to do that. He's not. Y'all know that. Diggs got his money. They made a commitment to him. They're not going to pay Bland. They're not. They're not going to pay Bland. They can franchise him, if it come down to that. I don't think, but his contract not due until, is it next year? No, his contract not done this season. I believe next season he's on a 1-year contract. They're not gonna pay that man Diggs money. If there was a cornerback that was gonna leave, it would be Bland, because Bland is gonna get paid. Exactly, William. Yeah, now cornerback is a different ball game. You can draft a cornerback. You can. You can draft a cornerback, but that's more easy to see. You don't have to buy a cornerback. I mean, you can go buy a free agent. That's how we got Gilmore. Didn't cost much, and then he still could play. So you got options at cornerback. But the option of paying Bland, because Bland, when you look at his resume, is pretty good, and he's going to get paid. Maybe not from us. He's going to get paid. Jerry ain't going to pay two cornerbacks $40 million together. You know that. No, sir. They already paid Diggs. It's going to be Bland that ain't going to make it. Bland not going to make it. Can't keep everybody. It's almost a classic case of when we had Byron Jones. Byron Jones on his last year of his deal, if y'all remember that. And Byron Jones, even though he didn't get no interceptions, he was so good at coverage that he was first team All Pro with no interceptions, Holland. I think he had about 2 interceptions that year, if that many. And he made first team All Pro, and his price tag was just way too high, and that's how he got to Miami. See? And that's where William, and let me put this up, because William is preaching over here. He said Parsons' new contract would not allow us to pay for a DT. You got to go trade for one. Now, here's the thing. Remember what I said. This is why I say it's easy for me to see. I'll be shocked. The Cowboys have 10 picks in this coming up draft. There's nowhere in the world the Cowboys are going to pick 10 players. No way. Some of these picks are going to get traded in the package, and what Williams said there very well may be your DT. That's how you're going to get your good DT right there. See, if you draft 10 players, y'all, how you know all 10 of them going to make the team? I mean, I like I said, you got to keep in mind, a lot of this stuff, it ain't going to be no roster spots open. When you look at the guys who've been injured all this year, I mean, it's really not going to be a lot of spots open, y'all. Seriously. You know, we just need to look at that, and we can speculate who we're going to lose, but Jerry and them think differently. You know, they're loyal to players. You know, guys like Zach Martin, they're gonna be loyal to him. They tried to get this thing out with Tyron Smith. They tried. They tried. They wanted to keep him, but he wanted to keep playing. They couldn't pay him. We don't know really what Zach Martin want to do. Zach Martin may want to play next year. Who knows? But the Cowboy, unless he take a real cut, which most guys don't, he won't be in Dallas next year. That's just the truth. So I don't believe the Cowboys gonna pick 10 guys next year. There's just no way. A lot of them won't even make the practice squad, because I mean, if anything, that's their real shot. Some of these guys are not going. There's really not a lot of roster spots, y'all. It's really not. When you're a first round pick, let's just play the game real quick. I like y'all because y'all smart. Let's just first round pick. All right, let's just play a game. Travis Hunter. Let's just say for instance we get Travis Hunter. Okay. Is Travis Hunter starting day one? And Bland and Diggs are here? I see first rounders don't sit the bench, and you didn't draft a first rounder to be the number 3 cornerback, even though that would work. It would work. Bland plays the inside very well. You can move Travis outside, and you know, I get it. But does Travis Hunter, is he your one or, I mean, not one, but is he your number 2 cornerback if we drafted Travis Hunter? And Travis Hunter's just about on any other team gonna be your number 1 cornerback. Well, let me take that back. There's some teams he will be number 2. If you draft Shedeur Sanders, Shedeur on this team is sitting and waiting. Shedeur Sanders is not a sit-down type of guy. He's just not. He needs to play. He's one of those guys that's your day one starter. He come to Dallas, he gonna ride the bench for a while. The only time that you really would get a chance to see him is after year 4 of Dak Prescott contract, or year 3, or unless the decline is so bad that the crowd is going to be the crowd. Number 1 going to be transferred to Shedeur Sanders come in and play anyway, but you're not going to do that. So I'm saying he would come in the first 2 years, he going to ride the bench unless Dak get hurt. Year 3, if Dak is still cooking, he going to ride the bench again. Travis Hunter ain't sitting on no bench for 3 years, y'all. He's just not that type of player. And the time that you really get a chance to evaluate him, it's kind of like, after the 4 years of the contract in. Now you got to play him, and then you got that 5th year option, team option, so you know you're gonna pick that up. Huh? So you're not drafting him. I ain't worried about him. If Zach, now here's the thing, y'all. Here's the part y'all need to really understand. It's the Dallas Cowboys we're talking about. This is the Jones family we're talking about. You know the love that they have for offensive linemen in the first round. If Zach Martin retires, if there's a guard out there that's in the top 10 as far as draft prospects goes, there's your answer to your first round pick right there. No matter where we are. If it's number 3, they're going to draft the best guard. That your answer is. That's what the Cowboys do. Y'all know that. There it is. If Zach Martin retires or Zach Martin is not here next year, please understand. And if you say, well, we already got BB will just move the guy. Okay, now you need a center. So who's your center? We ain't drafting center at number 3 or number 4. I mean, if you did, it'd be crazy. But I'm just saying, the Cowboys will be very high on drafting another lineman in the first round. Just saying. And if Zach Martin stays, y'all, okay, I'm just going by a first round draft pick. I ain't talking about the rest of the draft. I'm just going by first round. If Zach Martin decides to stay and he plays with the Cowboys ain't gonna sit him down. Cowboys ain't gonna sit him down. They're gonna let him go out on his own terms. So the number 3 or number 4 pick in the draft will come in and ride the bench. That's not impact. We need guys that's gonna hit the impact immediately. That's what first rounders do. First rounders don't sit on the bench. First rounders play. I ain't got time to be being loyal to Zach Martin and you draft another guard and he's sitting down. That's ridiculous. You ain't gonna get too many chances to be in the top 5. You need to make impact. See, that's what I'm saying, y'all. The Jones family is you got to not think like y'all want to think. I see y'all make sense. The Jones family don't make sense. And so you got to start thinking when it comes to the draft, y'all got to start thinking about not the way you want to think. You got to start thinking about the way Jerry think and Steven think. And once you start doing that, it's easy to predict what's going to happen. A lot of y'all talking about that kid from Boise State. Trust me, if the Cowboys could go back to 2016 and pick at number 4 when they drafted Ezekiel Elliott, do you guys remember what the choices were at that time? The big thing was, do they want Ezekiel Elliott or did they want Jalen Ramsey? If they could go back today and do it all, if I knew then what I know now, they would have drafted Jalen Ramsey. It ain't my fault, Shane, with the negativity. Ain't nothing. We ain't talking about the season because the season's over with. We already in draft mode. So this is what's going on. It ain't no positive nowhere. The positivity for a lot of people is the draft. So that's what we're talking about. Once you tell me what's positive, other than the play of DeMar and Overshown, I already know what Michael Parsons is. I know what he is. I know what DeMar and Overshown, that's the positive stuff. Ain't nothing positive about the head coach. It ain't nothing positive about the play calling of the head coach. It ain't nothing positive about the offensive line. It ain't nothing positive about the wide receivers. It ain't nothing positive about our backup quarterback. There's no positive nowhere. Everybody on a 1-year deal. We first on, we talking about the draft. The first thing we're gonna have to do is get a coach. Shit. And a coaching staff. We talking about players, forget players. We got to get a coach first. I'm serious, y'all. So Shane, I'm sorry. I'm not, you're not used to this, but this is where we are now. It's a very strange year. What up? What up? What up, sports junkie? I already gave you the X's and O's. When I see Diggs out, when I see Zach Martin out, when I see Cooper Rush throwing the ball dang near 60 times a game, when I see I see different wide receivers in, and I see the commitment to passing and no commitment to running the ball, I can't give you nothing positive. They're not trying to give you nothing positive. Why is that? Because they're showing you that they're trying to lose. That's what they showing me. So this is what they're offering. This is what they're offering. This is what they're showing. So this is what I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna do what y'all want to do. Everybody get excited about the draft. I'm just giving you the scenarios. I'm sorry. I can't give it to you. I can't give you no positive because they ain't showing me no positive. I mean, we play a game. I just looked at Cleveland and Pittsburgh the other night, and I could swear that I saw that Cleveland was a 2-8 football team. Man, look, Cleveland playing like they 8-2. The effort is there. The want to is there. They got injuries too, but they line it up. We play, man. We can beat by 30. And it ain't no positive nowhere. We ain't having too many close games. Can't give you no positivity. I can't. Oh, okay. Thank you. Once again, William to the rescue. Ladies and gentlemen, you're absolutely right. William Keith just gave me the positive. So if this is all I got to talk about, I'll give you the positive, Shane. Brandon Aubrey, right, for this season is our season's MVP. Literally, and I'm not trying to be funny. He is the MVP of this team this year. He will be the only All-Pro on this team this year, and he very well may be the only Pro Bowler on this team this year. When the last time the Cowboys only had just one guy make the Pro Bowl? Brandon Aubrey is leading this team, no doubt, in scoring. Literally. He's leading our team in scoring, that's really not positive, but it is what it is. He's been the only bright spot on this team. He's about the only automatic guy on this team. I'll take that back. Turpin might be your only other guy to make the Pro Bowl this year, and he'll be as a kick returner because he has produced. That's the only two things I can see. And well, the more I keep thinking, DeMar and Overshown is the truth. Other than that, I ain't talking about nothing. There's the positivity part of the day. Back to the draft. Somebody said something about edge. Okay. A team always need edge rushing, and you can't have too many of those. That's something that the Cowboys always love to do. So there you go. I mean, they love it. Now, keep in mind, however, Marshawn Kneeland, who will play tomorrow, look like. Don't forget Sam Williams is coming back next year. So that's not really a lot of depth, but the quality of players is there. So again, all right, first round pick. It just depends on who they got. Now, Michael Parsons is running his mouth about the kid that plays at Penn State. I believe his name is Aubrey Carter. He's the truth. He's called out some more names who he would like to play with. So pay attention to that too. But the Cowboys do love edge rushers. I wish they had the same enthusiasm for defensive tackle. But we're not drafting no more, that kid from Michigan. Mason Graham is very good, and he's gonna be a top 10 pick. Defensive tackle from Michigan. You know, Cowboys love guys from Michigan, so there you go. Mason Graham is the truth, though. He's the truth. He's a problem at defensive tackle. So I don't know if he'll be as high as a top 5 pick, but they do have him projected in the top 10. So that can only go, higher or stay the same, unless, of course, he has an injury or something like that that will knock him down. But as for now, he's in the top 10. So he's a good guy. Verdi says Ferg have been good too. Not this year, and it ain't because he's not good. He just ain't got the ball. Dak wasn't throwing to him, and Cooper Rush definitely ain't been throwing to him. So, yeah, exactly. He hurt too. So, I mean, I can't give him credit for past production. Going off this year, if he's hurt, and then, we know when it comes to them, they're dependent on their quarterback. So if the quarterback not giving them the ball, we really can't say what he's doing this year. I thought this would be a real breakout year for Ferguson, and even with that, he wasn't getting the ball. So, I can't. It ain't nothing to do with Ferg. He's just not getting the ball. Now he's hurt. No telling how long he gonna be out. So there we go with that. So I'm just going strictly about first round. So I agree with whoever said edge, maybe. That's fine. That sounds like something the Cowboys would do. Me personally, I would love to some kind of way get Travis Hunter in here, because I'm looking for impact guys that's going to step out day one and make an impact on the field. That's what I want. Travis Hunter, I would be so happy, because he's going to be impactful immediately. Immediate impact. That's what you do when you draft in the first, top 10 or top 5. You getting guys that's going to make an impact immediately, not coming in sitting on no bench and all that type of stuff and can't get on the ground. That ain't what you do. First round picks, especially in the top 5, supposed to be on the field immediately. So I want a guy like Hunter. I want a guy, a lot, Shedeur is going to play with, he won't be in Dallas. I would love to have him, but we married to Dak Prescott. And remember, I was one of the ones that said give Dak his money. It just so happened that nobody expected the Cowboys to be this bad this season. So now all of a sudden, now now we in this spot here, and you kind of can see where we're going to end up. Now all of a sudden we saying, oh my God, Shedeur Sanders. Well, we really didn't predict for us to be in no top 10. Mostly everybody was talking about playoffs again this year and 12-5 this year. We weren't expecting to be on this side of the track. It just so happened to be the year that Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward and Evers from Texas, and, all these other good quarterbacks are out. We're not in the market for a quarterback. Just paid one. Justin Ball says Boise State running back. Nope. Cowboys already know how that's going to turn out. We ain't getting no running back in the top 5. We did that with Ezekiel Elliott. And like I said, they had to do it all over again. When we drafted Zeke, Jalen Ramsey was there, and everybody, that was the battle there. Do you take Ramsey or do you take Ezekiel Elliott? If you know then what you know now, you would have took Jalen Ramsey back then. You wouldn't have. Hey, Tamika, you wouldn't have picked Ezekiel Elliott. If they had to do it all over again, they would have picked Jalen Ramsey. Yes, they would have. If they had to do it all over again, and you had that scenario there, if y'all remember, it was between Jalen Ramsey and Ezekiel Elliott. What they know now, and that's not saying that Ezekiel Elliott was not a productive. You'd be crazy to say that Ziggy Elliott didn't produce, because we all know he did. But even with that, telling you now, they would have picked Jalen Ramsey. Shane brings up an interesting point, but you got to understand the tone and the area. He said everyone thought that Broncos was married to Russell Wilson too. This is hope for us. Not really, Shane. The difference was they handed the keys over to Sean Payton. And Sean Payton did not like Russell Wilson. When he first got up there, the rumor came out, and it was not a rumor because it was true, that Russell Wilson had a parking spot on the parking lot. That ticked off Sean Payton from the beginning, because Sean Payton comes from the school of Bill Parcells, where Parcells said no diva quarterbacks. Russell Wilson was a diva quarterback, and he did not like him. He don't fit. He's short as Drew Brees, but he's not Drew Brees like. Not a real true pocket quarterback. And he just didn't like him. He benched him. Y'all remember that. And the keys were handed over to Sean Payton so he can make decisions, and the organization bagged him up. He didn't like Russell Wilson. And he was willing to eat up that salary cap, that dead money hit that Russell Wilson left out. He was willing to do that, kind of like what the Giants are doing to Daniel Jones. They don't like Daniel Jones no more. And they say, hey, we just don't want that. Cowboys love Dak Prescott, and his dead money hit is too much. Way too much. Way too much. Russell's was too, but the Broncos were worse. The Cowboys really in their mind, really, y'all, they really don't think they're this bad. And a lot of you would agree too. We're really not this bad, because when everybody is healthy, which is not it. I understand that. I understand guys are getting older, but we're really not a 3-8, 3-9 team when the guys are healthy. We're really not. And that's what they're going to be believing next year. And they're going to operate the draft just like that. They've already started saying, we got the injury bug guys this year, and get we're able to get all our guys back, we can make a run at it. It's kind of what the 49ers are saying. The 49ers are saying the same thing. Like, Debo hurt, and Trent Williams is hurt, and McCaffrey was gone all year, and Brandon Ayuk tore up his ACL, and Kittles missed a lot of games. We all know the 49ers are a great football team when they out there, but there's only so much you can do when all your main guys is gone. And Shane, I agree, the Giants just are doing the same thing that the Broncos did with Russell Wilson. They're just not going to do that with Dak. They love Dak. They made a commitment to him. They ain't forced to do it. They could have let him go. They made the decision to pay him the money. So they ain't gonna get rid of Dak. They ain't doing that for no Shedeur Sanders. They're not drafting the quarterback. They're not. Sports Junkie, I got a super chat. Appreciate that, y'all. Sports Junkie says Jerry will extend Mike. You know what? Sports Junkie. See, they don't want that conversation. And for real this time, Sports Junkie, since you just said that, you need to come on hang with me for real. Cause see, I've been thinking the same thing. See, you ain't ready for that. I was gonna bring that out. In about another 2 weeks. But since you just said that, since you just put that out there, yeah, you gotta come on the show. He said, listen to this, y'all. Y'all ain't ready for this conversation. I ain't gonna even start on it. I'm gonna bring Sports Junk on this show, and we gonna talk about this. Ooh, y'all ain't gonna like this. He says Jerry will extend Mike and blame injuries or hire Bill so he can break the win record as a Cowboy should Cowboys draft BPA or need. Well, I answer your question, Sports Junkie, with what you just wrote prior to that. That part where you said blame injuries. I believe the mentality is that they believe that if you get, I'm not saying the player, I'm saying the type. I'm saying if they believe that if you get a Brandon Cooks type back, okay, and then you give me a healthy line, because Guyton's been hurt all year. Steele has been hurt. All that type of stuff. Well, not Steele's been hurt. He's just bad. You get Sam Williams, who's been hurt all year. Marshawn Nealon missed all this time. Bland has missed all this time. They're going to be thinking like, we really ain't this bad. You give me these guys back, we right back at it. So to answer your question, they're going to draft BPA, especially at top 5. And that's if they're drafting at top 5. Because there's going to be a lot of teams knocking at the door, want to move up. And the Cowboys, of course, love to draft. They're going to trade. I wouldn't be surprised to trade down and stack up more. It may not be a bad move. If you can't draft the guy that you wanted in the top 5, if the Cowboys got a top 5 pick, then drafting down may not be the worst decision. It'd actually be very smart. Since I got people here saying we rebuilding, okay. Well, if you rebuilding, go on rebuild with as many picks as you can. Since they love the draft and they say the draft is the best way to do it, we're not gonna do free agency. So there you go. Oh, but Sports Junkie, that first part of what you just said there, that Jerry will extend Mike. They ain't ready for that conversation. I can see that happening. I got another super chat. B-Bird says the Joneses don't love Dak, but they have to tolerate him. You're absolutely right about that, B-Bird. But my point, as I've been saying, is that they married him. They both met at the altar. They didn't have to do it. They could have let him play it out, but they committed to him. They committed to him. They could have just said, hey, play it all out for the rest of the year and we evaluate things at the end of the year, but they did not do that. They offered the contract. They gave him what he wanted. They didn't have to, but they did, so they wanted to keep him. You don't pay a guy that type of money and be wondering if you want him. No. That type of money and that type of commitment shows that they wanted him. So we're not in the market for a starting quarterback. I don't know why everybody trying to do it. I ain't going. The quarterback's not even a thought for me. It's not even a thought for me. I know what they made their decision. What's up, Chris? I see you, man. So, Sports Junkie, you're ahead of me, man. And I'm not even sure if you done a show on it, but that JD says we are not good enough for free agent offseason to put us over the top. Pain has washed off the pig. We have to rebuild not only the roster, but the identity. I agree, JD, but there are some spots on this team that the answer is in free agency. Defensive tackle is one of those positions. See, in some spots, the draft is not going to answer. I don't care if the dude was a first-team All-American at Georgia. I don't care. Just because he's a first-team All-American at defensive tackle at Georgia don't mean that he's going to be the guy in the pros. We've done seen that too many times. That, as I said earlier, we ought to know by now that the draft does not answer the defensive tackle position. No, it does not. The answer is in free agency for that position. You could draft a running back and you can get an Ezekiel Elliott type career from a rookie year on. I agree with you on that one. And I agree that you can go get one of these bad boy wide receivers as your number 2. And you can draft from there. I agree with that. Your offensive lineman, it depends on who it is. You can go get some help for free agency on that one, but you can also get it in the draft. I get that. Linebacker play, it's questionable. Edge rushers just gonna be edge rushers. You can get edge rushers on from college, and if they fit the mold, they can come in and be a contributing factor. Corner, if you're willing to go through the growing pains of a cornerback, you can go to draft on that. I've seen plenty of first team All-Americans get their tail cracked in the league because they rookies. And rookies don't every rookie wasn't Jalen Ramsey. See, every rookie wasn't Patrick Surtain Jr. They just weren't. Guys like that come along every now and then. Yeah. So I agree with you, JD, in a lot of spots, but it's some spots that we do need to spend some money on. I don't care nothing about we got to pay Parsons, all that. Keep in mind, y'all. See, I'm in the next year already. You do realize that we can restructure CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott's contract, right? Which is gonna free up money. Y'all do, when you add that up with the rollover money from the salary cap this year, and the salary cap is going up next year, and then you can restructure some of these gigantic deals from Dak and CD next year, you can create a whole lot of money. And hope they learned from last year. Don't wait until the last minute to sign Parsons. Go ahead and go. You want them. Go on, sign them early so that can free up money. It's not hard, y'all. It's not hard. I hope they don't make that same mistake like they did CD and Dak. You do what you gonna do all the time. You could have freed up money. Everybody knew it. Everybody could say, you want to wait till the day of the week of Cleveland, week 1. With Dak, you could have saved money then. I hope they learned their lesson. So it's some spots, JD, that we can. You got to keep in mind next year, healthy guys coming back. This is not a 4-8 team. I ain't saying it's a Super Bowl team, but we certainly ain't no top 5 in the draft pick. Well, but see, Chris, here's the thing about the O-line. BB and Guyton are not trash. They're just rookies. See, when it comes to O-line play in Dallas, the fan base has gotten spoiled. See, y'all forgot that these guys are rookies. You judging them, not you per se, Chris, but most Cowboy fans judge the O-line from all pro standards, because that's been the standard of our O-line pretty much for the last 10 to 12 years. Zach Martin came in the league as a rookie and was first team all pro in his rookie year. Tyron Smith was all pro every year at left tackle. I mean, good Lord. That's the standard. And it got so bad that we used to just laugh at Connor Williams, and it took Connor Williams to leave Dallas and go make a Pro Bowl in Buffalo. We punished him because he wasn't as good as our center was, and even Tyler Biadasz made 2 Pro Bowls. And so when we get linemen who struggle, we want to say they're trash when they really not trash. They rookies. And sometimes when you draft a rookie, guess what? They're not going to play like all pros. They're going to play like a rookie. And that's what you're saying out of Guyton, at least. We told everybody, if you've been following my show, I told you guys that this year here, with what Guyton had to go through, playing left tackle, and we saw the schedule, and remember what I used to do, I went down the list and showed you who he was going against, what you guys expect? Myles Garrett, number 1. The Saints, you got Jordan, number 2. Then 3, you played Baltimore. They had a Pro Bowl guy that made last year defensive end, Body or something like that. Then week 4, I think we had Hutchinson from Detroit. I mean, good Lord, y'all. Then you had to play the 49ers. That's Bosa. Y'all thought that Tyler Guyton was going to dominate? Really? Against this crew? The list go on and on. We had to play the Giants. Then Thibodeau was I mean, he's hurt now, but he had to see Thibodeau from the Giants. Come on, y'all. I mean, I ain't talking about everybody else he had to see. What y'all thought he was gonna come in and beat Tyron Smith? Look who he going against. No, Tyler Guyton ain't sorry. He just a rookie that was going against all pro players. Hello. I forgot. The Steelers game, even though we won. Guess who he got to see? TJ Watt. Y'all do know who TJ Watt is, right? I mean, if you're a rookie, what y'all thought? Huh? Look who BB is going against. Look who BB was going against inside. Philly, going against Philly with Jordan Davis and the other kid, Carter, there. Come on, y'all. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? They rookies. Y'all, see, that's the spoilness of Dallas Cowboy fans who have been used to a standard of having at least 3 guys on your line that's been either all pro or Pro Bowlers every year. Ain't gonna be like that always. Sometime a rookie gonna get his brains kicked in. That's what you're saying. So I don't know if everybody talking about old line. Sometimes you gotta let them grow. Put it this way, Tyler Guyton, I feel, will not be as bad, and I don't think he's bad this year. I just think he's gonna be better than he was this year. I think BB is gonna be better than what he is this year because he got the experience. It's called growing. Everybody not gonna be all pro like we've been used to seeing the last 10, 11, 12 years. And y'all been spoiled by it. You might as well say amen. Matter of fact, y'all gonna make me preach it. What my button is? That one. Get my organ in here. Y'all know it's the truth. It's the truth. Y'all been spoiled by all these all pros every year. I got 2 Hall of Fame guys that's gonna walk into the Hall of Fame. Tyron Smith, Zach Martin. That's Hall of Fame players. And if you be truthful, you guys are comparing them guys to that standard. It don't happen like that. It just don't. They rookies. Then y'all hear what I just said? We started 2 rookies on the offensive line. Rookies will do rookie things. It's just simple. You can upgrade the coach all you want to, JD, but Tyler Guyton still got to see a TJ Watt. Coach ain't look. Go down the list, see who this dude had to look and see who he had to see. That ain't counting the games that he missed. You can have the greatest all-line coach in the world, but when you're a rookie and you haven't experienced a TJ Watt, you can coach it up all you want. Sometimes talent goes beyond coaching. And you got a Chad Hutchinson out there. Lord have mercy now. You got a Nick Bosa. Come on. You need the best O-line possible. I get all that. Here's what it is, JD, though. See, you're talking about an O-line coach. How about this? If you go back and look at your all 22, how about we just do the basic thing? Who in their right mind is going to say that Tyler Guyton is supposed to go one-on-one against TJ Watt? Because that's what happened. Who in their right mind going to put Tyler Guyton on an island against Chad Hutchinson? Nobody does that. The Dallas did, though. What kind that see? That's coaching. That's coaching. Yeah, that's coaching. That's called stupid coaching. Nobody goes one-on-one with Myles Garrett. Did you see what happened just Thursday night when the Pittsburgh Steelers went one-on-one with Myles Garrett in a couple plays? He wrecked the game. It's called stupid coaching. You don't give game wreckers the chance to wreck the game. Dallas did. That's why Tyler Guyton got all of the holding calls. That's why he got beat on the outside. He's supposed to be a tight end over there to help out. Basic football. You don't let game wreckers wreck the game. The Cowboys did that. You don't believe me? Go watch all 22. Just pull it up and you'll see it. Well, then JD right there. See, here we go again. If you're saying that, which is a legitimate argument, okay. If you're saying that Tyler Guyton is playing out of position, he needs to go to right tackle next year. Okay, let's work that scenario. Okay, then you telling me that we finna draft another left tackle at a rookie left tackle? See how that turned out this year, right? Because you know we ain't gonna buy one from free agents. So you gonna draft another left tackle? So in other words, another unknown. You gonna draft another left tackle? I mean, and I know what everybody said. Well, you can see that, and you can see the next eight years or so. Yeah, but what if the left tackle ain't good? I mean, if we saying Guyton ain't good, then why we gonna take? You just signed your quarterback, and you gonna put another rookie in the most important position on the line, the blind side of your quarterback? Really? I mean, teams do that all the time. I'm just saying that. You say Banks is the truth. I don't know. He may be the truth on the collegiate level. They said that Guyton was the truth too. They said Guyton was the truth at Oklahoma. And I realized he was playing right tackle, but I said, I remember what I said, during training camp for the season and the schedule that was in front of us. I remember I said we need to baptize Mr. Guyton right there, because he gets to see DeMarcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons. They need to give him a crash course real quick, because he was going to have a rough year. I said it back then. And if you bring another left tackle in here, a rookie one, I mean, I personally wouldn't go that route, but I understand the logic of it. I understand the logic of it. I do. I do understand it. It's just that at this point, I wouldn't do that. I need impact guys. I don't need question marks. That's why my eyes is going to Travis Hunter, but I know we're not going to get him. There's no way in the world we'll get him, even with a top 5 pick. Because if Jacksonville's in front of us, that's who they're going to get. If New England is in front of us, that's who Travis Hunter would go to. I mean, so I'm not. That's my dream, but I don't think it would happen. It's just interesting, y'all. And if the more we lose, the more these type of conversations are going to keep happening, because the Cowboys, in actuality, y'all, if they are a top 5 pick, they will be in a very powerful position. They will be in a very powerful position either way. Draft somebody or trade back. They'll be in a very powerful position. They really can't mess this up. If Hunter is not there, you ain't drafting the quarterback. I don't think no defensive tackle other than Mason Graham will be a top 10 projected pick. Of course, you're always gonna have linemen there, but they're not giving up on Tyler Guyton. It's a Jones family, so it won't be another left tackle. It just won't. They're not gonna give up on nobody that they just drafted this last year. That's not gonna happen. So, somebody said something about an edge rusher. I could see that maybe if they're projected that high. I can see it. But if your guy is not there, you got 10 picks in the draft, I can see them drafting back. Not too far back, but somebody's going to get desperate enough to want to move in that spot, and the Cowboys will just sit there and eat it up and actually just fleece their franchise, whoever franchise it would be, for the next 2 to 3 years. Because you're going to pay a hefty price for moving up. Jerry will make sure that part I can see. I can see that. That kid from Arizona, who I think is a sure thing, the wide receiver McMillan, I believe that's his name. He's a for sure guy. Dynamic receiver from Arizona. I'm done with the Brandon Cooks experiment. I'm done with Jalen Tolbert experiment. I've seen enough. We need another wide receiver. No question. So whoever's up there, and I believe McMillan is a top 10 projected wide receiver as well. So, I'm just there. Defensively, edge always, you can't have enough pass rushers, and that's what the Cowboys love. So that's automatically a possibility. I can see that. And plus, of course, we need a defensive tackle, but I don't know if it's a defensive tackle projected in the top 15, to be honest with you. I haven't looked at the projections. I know Mason Graham is one from Michigan. That's projected at the top 10. Do you pick him at 3 or 5? That's maybe a little bit too high to be grabbing him there. So that's the interesting thing. And, he ain't going to be the only defensive tackle in the draft. You want to go that route, you can pick up defensive tackles top three rounds, top 4, 5, top 4 rounds. Cowboys not going to draft a running back. They're going to stick to their values now, y'all. Joe says, what about drafting a running back? Yeah, they're going to draft one. Not in no first round. They don't value the running back position. Even after a year like this. They didn't run it. They passed the ball this year. We didn't. We still ain't running. They don't run it. They got an offensive line who they have going backwards all the time. They don't go forward. They don't value the running game. They have a pass-happy offensive coordinator. But like I said, we're moving ahead, to be honest with you. Let's see. My guy Sports Junkie said it best. I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, that Jerry pulled the real wool over everybody's eyes. And man, y'all gonna be mad. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps Mike McCarthy. I would not be surprised. Because he's going to have a lot of input, y'all, on that. And one of those inputs is going to be from Dak Prescott. The impact is going to come from some of the players, like CeeDee Lamb, too. They're going to say, when we healthy, we put these numbers up. And it was because of his offense. We didn't have these guys. We didn't have Brandon Cooks. We had two rookie offensive linemen this year. We didn't have the same line. But traditionally, we number one offensive league. Dak Prescott loves Mike McCarthy. I ain't saying he gonna respond. I'm just saying he gonna listen. I'm just telling y'all, don't be surprised. I'm gonna get into the Sports Junkie. I'm gonna get Sports Junkie on here. We're gonna talk about that. Because that's a scenario because the national media is saying, well, who's going to be the next coach? Ain't nobody entertaining that this dude just may very well get a contract next year. I'm telling you now. I don't think they're gonna draft Jenny. They learned their lesson by drafting Ezekiel Elliott. They didn't learn the lesson till later. They're not drafting a running back in the first round. They're just not. Nobody wants to draft a running back in the first round. Hardly nobody, especially in the top tier, where they get where the team gets either the player option or the team option. You can get, the way that you do that, if you get drafted in the first round, if I'm not mistaken, you get those first 4 years, and then I think the team gets a team option in the 5th round, and by that time, after 5 years, the tires done got flat anyway. If you gave the ball to him like we gave Zeke the ball in his first 5 years, you start seeing the decline right then and there. So, before they get their second contract, which the Cowboys, did give Zeke his contract, his second contract, but the Cowboys learned a very valuable lesson there. You can get running backs in the 2nd, 3rd round now, just good. You can go all the way down to the 5th and 6th round and get running back. That's impactful immediately. They ain't drafting that kid in Boise State. Boise State, he said he wanted to play with the Cowboys, but the Cowboys didn't say they want him. We all know it's too early to say that, but I'm just saying they ain't gonna do that mistake. I go back to it, JD. I said, I don't know if you were here when I said it earlier. From what the Cowboys know now, if they can go back to that draft when they had Ezekiel Elliott and the choice was Ezekiel Elliott or Jalen Ramsey, if you remember that, I believe, I may be wrong, but I believe if they had to do it all over again, they would have picked Jalen Ramsey instead of Ezekiel Elliott. I believe that. Jalen's still playing. High level. Always have been at a high level. Zeke played at a high level, no question, but the decline is there. I personally don't. The handwriting on the wall says McCarthy is gone. I'm just entertaining the thought that I wouldn't be surprised because the Jones family are always going to do stuff. They're going to put it in the headlines. And good Lord, can you imagine the headlines if he says, I want to keep Mike McCarthy? I'm just saying. He said it on 105.3 The Fan the other week that he has to factor in the injuries. You got to go back. I think he said that last week. Somebody asked him that. He said, yes, we have to evaluate that. The players aren't there. You got to evaluate that. That has to be factored in. And that's really the truth. You got to factor that in. Will that save his job? Probably not. But I'm saying that does have to be a factor. Like, my guys ain't here. You can't run the race without the horses. Just can't. They can have the star on the helmet, jerseys and all, but if they're a 4-string practice squad player and they starting, come on, the talent is the talent. That's just the truth. So all of that's gonna get factored in. If I was a betting man, oh man, he said he was high with. Now that's a Jerry Jones type move though, JD. I can't even laugh at that. Oh, that's another guy that he can control. You say he was high Witten before he hired McCarthy. I believe that too. That's a Jerry Jones type move. It is. Y'all know that. Whatever you think, whatever is logical, think the opposite. I told y'all, a lot of us getting frustrated because we're playing GM and we making it, but we ought to know by now that the Jones family think opposite of what we think. And that's how you gotta start thinking. Once you start trying to think like them, then you won't be so messed up. They're not doing things right. That's how you gotta start thinking. Seriously. We wasn't good. JD said we wasn't good at the beginning of the season when healthy. like Jerry said, we wouldn't do it. Yeah, I agree. But when they had to put stuff together, they can win some games. We're not even competitive, if you ask me, for a whole game. We might be competitive for a quarter. We might be competitive for, a half. But eventually the wheels gonna fall off, and next thing you know, we down by 25. So we're not competitive. We're not even competitive no more. We look like the worst team in the league. Defense is at the bottom. Offense is steadily going down to the bottom. I mean, we look like the worst team in the league. To me, Carolina plays hard. They may lose, but they play hard. For the Cleveland just showed you. They play. New England is not a good team, but they play hard. Games ain't no blowouts like ours. I mean, we coming in down by 20. I mean, it's and when we play these real good teams, like we gonna play tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'm gonna close with that. I've been on too long anyway. Y'all give me the score tomorrow. Let's see where y'all at now. And it's a rivalry game, but it don't even feel like it. Let me see the score tomorrow. Come on, put it down there. Let me see where y'all at. Since y'all know we obviously tanking now. Eggs out. They didn't even fly to Washington. Zach Martin not playing tomorrow. Bland is supposed to play tomorrow. Marshawn Nealon is supposed to play tomorrow. Give me y'all score, since y'all so. Jay say, do you want to win some games and go to the postseason, or another early exit, or what? Or want to rebuild and go a different direction? You rebuilding, JD, but you don't know what it is. You don't know. It's a rebuild. I mean, if it's a rebuild, I don't. That's too many question marks. There's too many question marks. If I got some solid, no doubt type players, I'm keeping them. Joe says 27-24 Dallas. Kid says 27-17 Big D. So Hot Rod, my brother, you're riding the cold. Yes, sir. 34-13, I'm assuming you saying Washington. JD says 24-13 Washington. I don't think the game 21-20 verdict says Dallas. Anybody else? If y'all waiting on me, y'all know I don't give scores out. But I y'all depending on a lot of guys who don't play well to play well. I know that. You do realize Diggs is not gonna play. I think Bland is on the pitch count. So at one point in time, we're gonna have two janky cornerbacks. I mean, Mike McCarthy. Y'all realize Cooper Rush should have had at least 5 interceptions last week. I mean, Houston was just dropping them, to be honest with you. Y'all know that, right? You saw the game. So he's not seeing the field well at all. JD says not knowing is better than the same outcomes with empty trophy cases. If you're willing to go through the the muck and the mire for about 4 or 5 years, then I can't argue with you. If you're willing to go through 5 straight seasons or no playoffs at all, so be it. 5, 4, 5, or whatever. Hey, it is what it is. No sacks from Parsons either, verdict. Yeah, they're not gonna let them destroy the game. I don't. If you're willing to go through that, then let's just not. No, I would let Trey play just to make sure that we get a top 5 pick. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. Because right now, it really ain't about winning games, really, to be honest with you at this point, because we ain't going to the playoffs. We know that. We just ain't mathematically eliminated, but we know we ain't going to the playoffs. But right now, the goal should be to solidify your top 5 pick. Get a winning game. You need to get the highest draft pick as possible. The only way you're going to do that is unless you lose. So put Trey in because he ain't gonna do nothing either. Only thing he gonna do, he gonna run the ball well. He'll get more rushing yards. That very well may be your running game if Trey play. Huh? I don't. Well, you gonna care about it this year, Joe? Because it ain't gonna be nothing about the record this year. To go to the playoffs, the Cowboys just about need to go undefeated the rest of the way. You know that ain't happening. We already in position. We close to 8 losses. That means the best you can do for the season is 9-8. I don't think 9-8 gonna get you in the. If you go undefeated, with 9-8 will get you in the playoffs. So it ain't. No, you might as well start to care because a couple more losses and it's over for real then. Oh, you talking about Washington? Washington's supposed to blow us out. Ain't nothing wrong with saying that, Chris. Washington's supposed to blow us out. Washington, everybody. Look, the Cowboys are not. Look, now with Daniel Jones being benched, the Cowboys might be favored Thursday or Thanksgiving. I'm not sure if the Cowboys, depending on what, if we lose a couple more games, I'm just see the Cowboys being favored on. Every other game for the rest of the year, we're underdogs. Vegas don't believe we're gonna win. So I'm like saying, if you don't care about the draft, you might as well get ready for it. Better start to count in. That's the only way you're gonna improve this team now. Because they ain't gonna spend no money in free agency. So you know that. So you better care about the draft. Because there ain't no improvement happening this year. Period. The team that you see now, that's what they're gonna roll for the rest of the year in hopes of getting a top 5 pick. And you guys know that. So my show has already shifted toward the draft because I know they ain't trying to win. So if they ain't trying to win, I ain't finna get my blood pressure put up acting like come on. I can see Bland playing maybe 2 series and then all of a sudden he do any type of limping, any type of anything. They're going to pull him out and they're going to sit him down. So all y'all that's excited about Bland playing, don't get excited. Cowboys in the bid, them putting those type of guys out there, that's only going to increase their chance of being better. It is what it is. All right, that's enough. Appreciate you guys hanging with me. Let me see. I am off next week. I am off work next week. So I'm going to tell you now, turn on the notifications. I very well might be doing the show early instead of at 7 o'clock on Monday. I very well may do the show maybe about 11, 12 o'clock on Monday. So just turn on the notifications. I know some of you guys will be working, but I might change that. Or I very well may be on other shows this week. I'm quite sure I might be with West Coast this week. Might get Boss out here, Boss Cowboy out here. Sports Junkie probably gonna be with me. So be looking for me. Just turn on your live notifications this week. I'm gonna be a little different this week. All right, man. I appreciate all you guys for hanging with me. I really do. Thanks for hanging with me. Very interesting things about to go down in Cowboy Land, y'all. Tomorrow, and look, I'll guarantee you, man. Look, it won't be no running. It'll be the Cooper Rush show. They're gonna throw the ball like crazy. It's just, it is what it is. But whatever it is, if the ship go down, I'm going down with the ship. I'm a Cowboy fan, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing will ever change that. Until Monday, at some point, this has been the one and only. We'll see you on Monday. The Big Time Show.